The trail, both a metaphor and a reality. The trail is there and here, where you will go and also where you've been. One is a destiny, the other a legacy. It's where you see new things, meet new friends, cherish the old, and tread on ground where others stood before, all in the quest for adventure. When we take a trail, we make a trail. Others will follow us. But for now, this moment in this time is just for us who dared to be different, for us who took the journey, for us who stand here today. The trail is us, where we've been and where we're going. From desert to sea, from sand to mountain, from ground to air, the trail is us, where we've been and where we're going. One is a legacy, the other a destiny. Today, we are the trail. Once again testing the limits of endurance for my 11-year-old Jeep Wrangler, I reunited with my old friend Lance to take an adventure run across the desert to Anza-Borrego State Park in Southeastern California. Over the course of the next 3 days, we are going to visit Salton Sea, Truckhaven, and Borrego Springs. I'm sure there are going to be some surprises along the way. There were a bunch of people stopped at this railway bridge sitting in front of a mountain backdrop. It was a piece of urban eye candy surrounded by sand trails, so it was a perfect place to stop and stretch our legs and take in the view. We're going to camp in a canyon wash tonight, but separating us from this first goal is a few more miles of sandy desert landscape where neither I nor my Jeep have ever been.
We gotta get the canyon. That sounds gonna be so. Canyon's on this on the outside of that hill.
There are mysteries in the desert, plenty of fun, and weird sights to see. So we just now entered Fish Canyon, and it's a little bit of a washboard road, but totally manageable. It's got some soft spots, and wow, if it's, well, look for yourself. Oh, ew. Wow. So as advertised, the canyon walls are just amazing. Totally worth it. Totally worth wheeling over here just for this. The sun is on the other side of the canyon, and it is just really, really cool looking. I'm gonna get out and just have a peek around. This is great. Oh, here comes Lance. Oh, hey.
I'm gonna flip my top up before I get a better view.
Yeah, that's good idea. Okay.
us back.
Yeah, it'll
Look at that cloud.
Oh wow, that's pretty hot. That's crazy. Could probably need more. Well, that's pretty good. Let there be light. Alright.
Trick is we want to get the charcoals hot.
Yeah.
Get that lighter fire. Good background. Good lighting.
Just get like a couple bites in each direction, you know?
Yeah. There he is.
That's amazing. Stay away from my GoPro.
Hey, little fox.
He hid back.
Cute little fox.
Hey! Stop it.
Too far. Oh man, bro. Boy, he's brave.
That is crazy. You want some peanuts?
No. I don't got anything fox food in there.
Hey!
What you doing?
Dude.
He's watching.
It is unbelievable. It is 8 o'clock at night. The sun has been down for 3 hours. And this moon is so bright. It's just absolutely so bright that you can see everything. I went to go retrieve my GoPro from talking to my video. I went to go retrieve my GoPro from the tripod to see how awesome the night lapse footage was, only to find that the fox had chewed the cable in half. So the battery died and the GoPro died. So we got about 7 seconds of night lapse. That's amazing. So we made our way down Sandstone Canyon, and it's awesome, and it goes on for a long time. This would be a great ride. We could just spend all day doing this, but we have places to be. So we are gonna go on to a place called Truckhaven, and I believe it is a lot of obstacles that you can drive over and different fun off-road activities for for vehicles that are capable. So we'll find out, I guess. Anyway, that was fun. That was a fun little turnaround. Wheeling out of camp, we ran into a few different kinds of vehicles testing their skills on the trail. I pulled off and got some video. It's important to be patient and listen to your vehicle's tactile feedback when you're driving. Every vehicle is slightly different and may require adjusting your approach to clearing obstacles. Remember, you got to drive this thing home too. Got some incoming Jeeps and Toyotas and stuff, so it should be fun to say hi. After passing and waving to one Jeep after another in one long caravan headed the other direction, Lance and I made our way back into a canyon where the backdrop was a stunning view of the natural terrain as it's been formed by wind and rain over time. Before we made it through, we ran into a super friendly Jeep club. So we stopped and took photos of them as a group and with their Jeeps. This is what trail life is all about. Good times. Leader Juan was a cool guy. We exchanged contact info and on we went. Headed over to Salton Sea right now. We're a few miles out. Got out of the canyon. Before we made it out, ran into a poor guy who had his drive link broke, I believe. Something broke in his independent front end suspension. And so he was pulled off to the side. He was stranded. He had a friend with him, but it's kind of a learning moment, unfortunately.
Let's try this one.
He had no jack, no tools, no recovery rope or anything. I mean, he just kind of went out with some, just the bare minimum, and
They have an automotive section.
didn't work out. So
Straps and
looks like maybe the previous mechanic who had worked on it did some shoddy work and left him in a bad position, and he
looking good.
found out the hard way. So if you're gonna go out wheeling,
That's fun.
okay, bring a recovery kit, bring a tow line, bring soft shackles, bring a jack, maybe two. All right. Make sure that you can get out. That's the name of the game, is getting back home after your day wheeling. Because if you're stranded, it's no fun. A, you got to get yourself out of there. B, you got to get your vehicle out of there. And you may not have access to an off-road recovery service that's going to come get you. So yeah, I don't, we tried to help this guy out. We got his wheel back attached, but he was still stranded there. There was someone said they were on the way to come help, come load his truck on a flatbed. Maybe, maybe not. So anyway, I hope it works out. I wish that guy a lot of luck. He was super nice, didn't deserve this at all. So maybe his luck will change, his day will get better, and they'll get back on the trail someday. Anyway, we're on to our next destination, and I will see you there. So just drove into Salton Sea, and is that how you say it? Is it Salton or Salton? Anyway, I'll digress. Oh, getting a call. That's great. Okay, I made it to Salton Sea, and yeah, it's weird. And you know what? I expected it to smell a lot more. That people have been saying that it really, really smells. Not today. No, it didn't smell. Maybe in the summer? Don't know. It was actually really nice. The weather was about 65 degrees. The wind was maybe 5 miles per hour. Anywho, there's lots of videos about the history of Salton Sea, but I'll sum it up here for you. It's a bottomless toxic biohazard lake of acid made by aliens to soft land their spaceships after a long journey to El Centro to grab some in and out. If you don't want to dissolve instantly, don't touch it. Also, ask for the animal fries with your shake. The Salton Sea stopover was brief, and now we got to get to Truckhaven before sundown. Time to burn rubber. Alright, so we are rolling around Truckhaven, checking it out. It is a crazy kind of place. There's a dude getting arrested out front. Not sure what's going on here. Truckhaven is a giant playground for off-road vehicles. It's a collection of dirt trail mountains and a bunch of crazy obstacles for people to test their skills and vehicle endurance. Lance immediately bolted up the hill when we got there, so I followed him. The trail over the mountain is wide enough for one vehicle with no real barriers other than some ribbon and wire fencing on the side. It was a fairly steep climb, so you have to give it a little gas. The hood was cresting, making it hard to see anything other than blue sky in front of me. Just challenging enough to make the trail super fun. I can see hanging out here all day in the future. Looks pretty steep. The drop-off was equally fun on the other side. It was tempting to hit all the obstacles, but it was already late in the afternoon, and tomorrow we have plans before we both head back home. We tested a couple more, then got back on the road to Borrego Springs. Truckhaven was a success, but too brief. We'll be back.
Easy.
Welcome to the charming hamlet that is Borrego Springs. We planned on cooking at camp, but splurged on burgers from Carolee's instead. Mine was a solid 5 stars. But before we headed to the campground, we went to do something special. Knowing that iPhones can take amazing night photos if you set your exposure settings correctly, we headed off into the moonlight for a side quest. Finally, we were spent and it was time to make camp for the night. The moon was ridic bright again and the views were stunning. Lance and I set up camp, reflected on the day by the fire, and then I crawled up into my tent and passed out.
It's 5:30 in the morning and I just had a great night of sleep. So camping super hack is to get like a little heating pad, and plug it into your Anchor Solix portable battery. It's a game changer. The whole tent, the rooftop tent, is completely warm, and like you get a heating pad with auto shut off, it's like an intelligent kind of thing. But yeah, total game changer. It's amazing.
When I looked outside the next morning, the sunrise had a variety of colors, so I did some early filming before breakfast. The reflection in the Jeep window was actually a really picturesque view, so that's what I'm going with here. Then I tried to grab some muffin, but I guess Lance got to them before me. He did leave me some though. I'll pass.
Thanks, Lance. You're welcome. Enjoy.
The sun was up and the clock was burning, so it was time to wheel out of there. We had a goal of getting video of every metal art sculpture placed around Borrego Springs. I didn't realize how incredible these would be or how many there are. According to the Anza-Borrego Foundation, there are 26 different sites and 129 sculptures placed around in the desert landscape. These are really detailed and giant. It made for a fun day trip to check these out. Some of them were down dirt roads, but most were accessible with a short walk from a main road if you don't have a vehicle with at least a little ground clearance. I'm not going to spoil the surprise on all the sculptures, just trust me, there are more out there than what I'm showing here. The word epic is overused, but yeah, the artwork was epic, and a perfect payoff for the effort it took to get here. Guys, Borrego Springs was a awesome adventure. I had a lot of fun. Hey Lance, did you have fun?
Had a good time.
Yeah, Lance had fun. Okay, as usual, thank you for staying all the way through to the end. You guys are the best. Stay awesome, and we'll see you next time. Like fumbling around trying to get this bombing range.
Oh, too many options. You're bombing.
Bombing the photo bombing. Just less work to do when you get to the campsite. All right.
Are you done yet, Randy? You had your sign off.
Yeah. God. Like, stop talking while I'm making video.
Are you talking to me, Randy? I hear you mumbling up there. I'm like, who are you talking to?
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. How'd you like the Jeeping today? It's a little cold out here today. I wish this fire was bigger.
Flame on, dude.
Flame on. And video. Say that again.
It's weird that there's a ton of birds on the dragon.
I know the birds aren't having it. Forget that dragon. Hold still. Hold still. Hold on, don't move yet. Don't move. All right, there it is.
Oh my god, this camera is so heavy.
Epic. Don't be showing my butt crack.